Alright, got another project here. This is actually my personal forklift. It's a Linde h25. And pretty much this thing, great. I mean, absolutely great. But I'm having issues with it starting to overheat. So I'm thinking either thermostat or water pump. They do have plastic water pumps. I bought a new timing kit, tensioner, water pump, and thermostat. This is a Volkswagen engine, just like a, I think it's 98 through 2002. Jetta Golf, the 2.0, same exact engine. So I bought everything for a Volkswagen engine because dealership wanted $700 just for the timing belt and water pump, and I got everything: water pump, timing belt, timing chain, seals, thermostat for I believe $120 on Amazon. So I'm gonna start getting this cover off. We're gonna dig into this thing. All right, thermostat here. Now, I don't want any comments saying all Chinese, blah blah blah. This thing, it's not driving down the highway. It never sees 3, 4, 5, 6,000 RPMs. I think max RPM at full lift is like 2,300. So honestly, I don't care. The belt, I read reviews. This one was a good one, and a lot of people say they used it in their Jettas and it didn't break. All for it. So got the tensioner, seals, and a water pump. Now, these things are common. This is a plastic propeller. This will spin on this, and I think that is what's happening here, because it will heat up and then start puking out the reservoir. And I've gotten to the point where I just keep putting water in it. Well, now it's starting to get to winter. Well, winter's going to be coming around the door, and I got to use it more. And I do not want it not being able to do its job. So we're going to get this cover off, start tearing in. Alright, so this thing runs good. Fires up, everything like that. So I got this marked up. But what I see is weird. There's a timing mark. It's 1, 2, 3, almost 3 to 4 teeth out. I got it on down there. So that's weird. It is loose, so maybe it skipped and maybe just not enough. Oh, look at that, I rotated it. It's off tension now. Wow, look at that. So it had to have skipped. I'm glad I did this. This is probably an accident waiting to happen. Alright, well, I guess I'm continuing on. I'm gonna get this pulley off down here and get this belt off, get this pump off. Alright, so I got the pulley off down there. Now what we do is we're gonna loosen up this 13 here. Let me find my 13. I can get it on there. Oh, battery fell. Alright. So now since we got this, I'm gonna take off this and the nut. Now, this whole belt will come off. Now, one thing I'm gonna have to recognize is this might try to twist back. So let me grab a 17. Alright, I was wrong, it's an 18. So pretty much this is just going to keep it from slinging off. Oopsie. Funny part is it went back to the belt. Don't seem bad. I'm probably going to keep this belt around. Tensioner is probably junk. Does not spin freely at all. I think they just put a belt on this. I don't think they did the timing because it says it was done by service from Linde in 2019. And it's only got 1,000 hours on it. If it's only got 1,000 hours on it, something's wrong. Alright. So, when I let that belt loose, it went perfectly, almost perfect. It's like tooth off. So it's definitely out of time. Still in time. So now, water pump's got some play. We'll get this water pump off. And there's only water in this thing, so we should be okay. I got a pan underneath it just in case. But with these having a belly pan, they go anywhere and everywhere they want to go. Let's get this water pump off. Alright, so I got the water pump loose. Like I said, it just leaks anywhere it wants to go. As I was saying, it was exactly the car engine. It's even got the place for the power steering pump and the AC compressor. So it uses the exact same bracket. I mean, everything. The only thing's different is the intake, and I believe the exhaust is actually the same also. Hopefully this thing has not settled down. Let me get on my shoes. There we go. See? I mean, it goes anywhere it wants to go. Most of this is all water. It's been diluted. So I see no pitting in there. Everything looks good. There's the thermostat. Water pumps shows us an Audi. See, Volkswagen Audi. There's the part number. This engine's exactly what I was saying. So I don't see anything wrong with this. No, it still seems okay. It doesn't mean it's not. When it gets under pressure, it's not spinning. What I'm gonna do is we'll clean up that area right there. I'll stick in the new water pump. Then we'll get brake clean. We'll clean all this stuff off of all this coolant off of that lower pulley. And we'll get the timing belt and everything on. And then we'll take off the alternator. And because you gotta take that off to get to the bolts for that. So once you take off the alternator, lift it up out of the way, you can get the thermostat there. Alright, so after greasing this up, I'm gonna push it right back in. Get the seal in there, just like that. And we'll get these bolts in. And I'll start cleaning this area off here. Alright, new water pump's in. Very simple, guys, on how to do this. As long as what I do also, this one's already been done, is I'll put a mark on a tooth in here that way, because the only way to know the timing is if that cover's on and the harmonic balancer's on. There's nothing on the casing itself up here. Of course, it's right there. So what I'm gonna do now, since we're all good with that, clean it up and let's get this belt back on. All right, so I got that cleaned off. Now, this kit comes with crank and cam seals. I don't do them just because it's just too much of a hassle to take all this apart, and honestly, they rarely ever go bad. All this oil is from the valve cover, which will get replaced next, but they rarely ever go bad. If you want to, you can. I don't ever do them. Because this job right here, if I wasn't filming it, I could have it done in 20 minutes. I mean, this is a stupid easy job. So we're just gonna put these back in the box. I got the belt. Now the best thing to do is what I do is I start at the bottom, come up, go up around here and leave this loose, this side loose. So when you get this all tight, and this is all in line, this belt is tight, before you only put half on up here. Once you go to push it in and you put it all on, these should all be tight and you should have this side loose, and that will allow the tensioner to do its job. If not, and like if this is tight here, this is loose, this will turn when you go tighten down this side. Alright, so I don't have, it's kind of hard to do it. If I had an extra set of hands, would be nice. But so the way I do it is I get them half on, half off, and then I put this on with this belt half on, half off, and I just push my fingers down, pry this around. Normally, if it's a good belt, it'll pop right on. Now, tight. This side you don't really matter because the tensioner will take up the slack. Now there's a spot right there, and that goes right in that freeze up plug hole. And then when you tighten this up right here, there's a tool. I normally just use snap ring pliers because it don't take much tension. This will come around and it will put right there, but make sure this is in that hole. If not, it will spin. So now you just push it the rest of the way on, and then you want to verify timing marks. Make sure it didn't turn. There we go. All on. Got that in its hole. So now we're gonna put nut and bolt on here. Now some kits will come with a new stud. You're more than welcome to replace it if you want. I don't replace it. So now what we're gonna do, pretty much turn that, toe hits that, we'll tighten this down. There we go. So I use one of them. I turn this, it would be counterclockwise, and it will line up right there. Then you torque this one down, and timing belt is on, everything's good. So now what you're gonna do, go down the bottom here, you're gonna rotate this 360 degrees and verify both marks line up and your tensioner's good. That will also verify that you ain't got nothing valve clearance wise, and I definitely want to check this since this was over here. All right, where is it? There it is. It is a 18 or 19 on the bottom. Okay, 180 out right there. Still feeling tight. Tensioner did move a little, see? Okay, good, good. We're gonna need to tighten the tensioner up a little bit more. Get this done here. So loosen this up. Okay. Get this done. Sometimes this can be a pain. Go get the torque wrench, torque that down, and we'll do it one more time and just verify. Other than that, that is the timing belt right there. All right, where is it? There it is. It is a 18 or 19 on the bottom. Okay, 180 out right there. Still feeling tight. Tensioner did move a little, see? Okay, good, good. We're gonna need to tighten the tensioner up a little bit more. Let's see if I can get this done here. So loosen this up. Okay. Get this done. Sometimes this can be a pain. I'm gonna get the torque wrench to torque that down. And we'll do it one more time and just verify. Other than that, that is the timing belt right there. Alright, so I verified top to the center and everything again, rotated it. So now we're gonna see if I can get you set up here, how it runs. First start. Fire right up. Just gotta fix that. Alright, sweet. So I'm gonna put these covers on here. I'm gonna start getting this all out. Alright, so I decided to go to my other engine that I have and pull the cover and the rear cover off of it. Both was cracked. This rear cover wasn't on there. This was just flopping around, zip tied on. I have a couple of these engines, so these are all my extra parts that I don't need besides the belt. Probably keep some of the stuff, but now we'll just take off these two, make sure your battery's undone. Take off both of these two bolts here, and this will come off, lift up, and pull out of the way. Alright, I figured I'd give you the tip of the day. So what I do is I leave these two, bring these two bolts out, screw them back in, and then I'll tap them with the hammer to get that slide right there to move. That will make it so much easier to get it off and back on. Trust me, I do this 1,000 times, and they are a pain if you don't do this. Alright, so I got it off. Just set it up here, and there is your bolts for your thermostat. Easy peasy. Alright, let's get it off. Alright. Thermostat has been replaced. There's the old one. It's just as Audi on the back, so it makes me wonder if this is original. So, down. Let's get this alternator back on, pushing them things out. It's gonna make it a lot easier to get back on. Alright, that concludes it. Everything's back on. Now we're gonna fill it up. We'll let it run, let it burp. I've got a vacuum, so it pulls vacuum on the whole system. And then we'll take all the air out. I think I call it an air vac for coolant vac. So we're gonna hook that up and get it going. Alright, everything's back together. Using the air leaf. Just got done sucking in coolant. Being attacked by bees over here. We'll let it run a little bit. See if we can get it all. It is sucking down. Good thing about this, pulls all the air out. So you can suck fresh fluid in. Alright, that's where we're going to conclude this here. I blew it all out. Was able to get the thermostat to open. I am getting some bubbles pushing up out of this reservoir, so I might have to do a head gasket on it. But we'll save that for another time. Overall, not too bad of a machine. Alright, so I ran it around, did paces, and we're still rising. It's not overheating though. Thermostat's actually working. It's over, it's actually cooling. Before I didn't have much heat at all back here, blown out of the radiator. So I think our job of that fixed it. But it rising, we all know what that means, boys. So we're gonna be doing head gasket on this. This is not that bad. I've done them probably 900 times. I used to work for a company that worked on these, service these for a few years, so nothing I can't handle. That's why I bought one, because I know how well they are built. So on the next one about this unit, we're going to be doing head gasket on it. Alright, that sums it up for this one. Thank you for watching.